Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. The following video will contain spoilers from the Arrow episode, Who Are You? So if you don't want anything spoiled or ruined for you, stop watching now. Also, this video will contain language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised. If you can't handle four-letter words, and there's going to be a lot of them dropping, stop watching now. For everybody else that's tuning in, hey guys, I'm Dave, darker than Damien, more savage than Vandal, and this is the Arrow Roast. Want to know why I'm doing what I do and what lines I will and won't cross? Check out my video, Arrow Roast the Rules. Now, before I get started on what started out as a pretty good episode of Arrow, but ended as a horrible episode of Felicity and Friends, I want to give a shout out to Twitter user Guggie Briggs. Now, this woman was interesting. Last week, this woman, who's a big Felicity fan, her avatar picture actually is a picture of FeFe, decided to try calling me out and started arguing with me on and off for 36 hours on Twitter, saying that since FeFe had no evil intentions to drop the bomb on Haven Rock, she's not really a murderer. Bullshit! Death is still death. She still killed tens of thousands of people. And, well, when I pointed out to Geeky that, says the person hiding behind the avatar of a picture of a person who, has a body count higher than Malcolm Merlyn and the Deathstroke gang combined, suddenly, she blocks me. It's almost like she couldn't win the argument, so she took her ball and went home. Oh. So, shout out to Geeky Briggs for a 36-hour argument that I'm going to assume that I won. So, for any of my users out there or fans out there who happen to be using Twitter, if you happen to have access to Geeky Briggs, please tell her that I said hi and that I won. Anyway, back into it. Oh, God, guys. This episode of Arrow, people have been anticipating my roasting it, and I can see why. Oh, this was such a fucking cock tease. Okay, we get Laurel back, and she looks like it's our Laurel. She's talking about, being brought back to life by her sister on the Wave Rider, and like that. She has a lot of knowledge about this stuff, so it seems pretty genuine. And, Oliver's trying to wrap his head around it. FeFe's wrapping her head around it. And then, of course, she admits that, John's been arrested and back in the prison. Oliver goes to check on John. He looks like he's actually, instead of wanting to break out again, so no more appearances of, Oliver's Night Badger hockey mask guy, which is bad, because I wanted to hear the roar of the Night Badger again. Anyway, so he just says, no, we're going to fight this in court. So he decides to get a hold of DA Adrian Chase, a.k.a. the Vigilante, but he doesn't know that, to represent John. So that's going on. While this is happening, we're more and more flashbacks in Russia, yada, yada, yada. Head of the Bratva's actually a sellout. Oliver's, just taking a frickin' pounding. Anyway. So, back to reality. We've got FeFe deciding to have a party to celebrate Laurel returning, so the new Team Arrow is back. Renee's trying to wrap his head around the fact that the Lance sisters keep coming back from the dead. Curtis is not really all that happy, and no one's really sure why. Of course, he just keeps getting his ass kicked, so I guess he's tired of being a rodeo clown. So we celebrate, but it turns out it's all a fantastic ruse by FeFe. By the way, FeFe is wearing a leather jacket in the style of one of the Canaries. Oh my fucking God. She wants to be Black FeFe so hard. It's ridiculous. So, immediately, she's got her doubts about it. Here comes Rory, and, he's joking about the fact that, okay, the DNA matches Laurel, so it is Laurel, so she's not a shapeshifter. What about an evil twin? Suddenly, FeFe has an epiphany. She suddenly knows that there is an evil twin. She suddenly knows about Black Siren. How the fuck was that happening when no one from the Team Flash or Star Labs told FeFe? The only way she could have done this is if she was snooping on them behind their back and without their knowledge to keep tabs on shit. FeFe is a fucking nib-nose. And suddenly comes back to her. And here comes, not the Laurel, blasting her with a freaking sonic scream. I still say it should have been a siren song. You guys missed out on an opportunity to call it that. And apparently, since an evil doppelganger female can't have an evil mustache, no, she has a nose piercing instead. So, yeah, you want to be able to tell her the difference between our Laurel and this one, just look for the door knocker. Okay, so she cuts loose, blasts FeFe and Rory against the frickin' wall. Ollie comes down, she gets blasted, and she's still getting let off pretty easy. Now, this woman, when we saw her in the Flash, she was able to destroy an entire building with her voice. And she's getting nerfed. She's knocking things around. But the biggest thing she actually destroys, besides the Arrow Cave, is eventually she takes out the frickin' giant hood ornament statue that we never asked for. Thank you very fucking much. So, I don't know. I mean, she looks all big and bad. She ends up getting away. And we end up seeing Black Siren hooking up with Prometheus. And this is the thing that gets me. She's a badass. She's an excellent fighter. She starts mouthing off to Prometheus, which we find out 3 days ago. Cisco ends up showing the video. Oh, by the way, somehow Prometheus broke into Star Labs, got her out of there, and fed her all the information about the Legends and the Wave Rider and all that shit. How the fuck does Prometheus know? I'm sorry, does he have access to the DC on CW writer's room? It doesn't make any fucking sense how a bastard son of a pharmaceutical guy would know all this shit and not use it for more. Oh, and why is he just playing these frickin' games? Because he wants to play frickin' games. He doesn't want to just kill the Green Arrow. No. He wants to play a cat and mouse game with him, which, just putting a bullet in somebody would be so much fucking easier. This is so much bullshit. And like I said, this woman is a badass. Black Siren kicked the Flash's ass. It took a frickin' car running her over to stop her. And what happens? He just monkey flips the shit out of her, grabs her by the throat and gives her the David Carradine special, and puts her in her place, saying, "You're alive because I said so." What the fuck? Why is she such a badass on the Flash, and yet she gets nerfed on Arrow? Wow, it's almost as if one of the executive producers decided to have her on, but decided to soften her ass up. Wow, it's pretty fucking weird, don't you think? Anyway, speaking of getting nerfed. Oh, God, I'll get to that in a bit. Eventually, not the Laurel rather, calls up Ollie and tries to say that Prometheus put her up to it, so it was all a ruse. So, they decide to meet at the Black Canary statue. And Oliver's got this in hand. He's going to chat with her. Then FeFe actually goes against Oliver. Yes, this is where we start to see it go from Arrow to Felicity and Friends. Apparently because Overwatch has a video game named after her, she thinks she's the top shit. Not so. Anyway, she goes to another channel and tells the rest of Team Arrow, look, if she decides to make a bad move, light her up. And she's wearing the fucking black FeFe leather jacket, too. This bitch is trying to muscle out Laurel. It's ridiculous. Anyway, not the Laurel decides to show that look, Prometheus had her in duress, and she had a device to track him. She pulls it out. FeFe jumps the gun, orders Team Arrow to attack. She starts blasting stuff. That's when she blasts away the giant hood ornament that doesn't look a goddamn thing like Laurel. And here comes Ollie hitting her with a drug dart, and she's knocked the fuck out. And when we get back to the Arrow Cave, Ollie's not happy that FeFe decided to overstep and take charge effectively. I mean, this is another time when she gave the orders, and she was the leader of the fucking team when the guy whose name is on the show's title was put back in the frickin' corner like Baby in Dirty Dancing. What the fuck is this? Meanwhile, Curtis is lamenting because, once again, talking about getting nerfed. Mr. Terrific, in the comics, third smartest man on the planet. He's a physical guy as well as a brilliant genius, and he's getting tired of getting his ass whooped like a piñata. Wild Dog starts to poke and prod him and all this stuff. And he decides to jump bad because trying to get his, to be a hero is nothing but getting his ass kicked, and he lost his husband. Well, that sucked. So he's trying to figure out, maybe he just ought to quit because he's not physical enough for it. It's really kind of sad. Meanwhile, we've got FeFe going down into the cage where they've got a power dampener, and it was Oliver talks to Laurel, trying to get through to her, trying to see what was left of her, and she actually admits that when Oliver died, she went to Central City. I made a theory video about that. I called that shit, so hey, kudos to me. So, one bad thing after another happened, yada yada yada. That's how we got Black Siren. And then here comes FeFe later, giving her a glass of water, which happens to have nanites in it. Of course, she didn't know this. And of course, not the Laurel's actually just mouthing off and having a little back and forth stuff with her. And, FeFe's trying to be all big and bad. And suddenly, power goes out, power dampener goes out on the cage, Black Siren gets the hell out. Then it's revealed that when the power went out, FeFe is the one that let her out so they could track her. Once again, FeFe, the bottle blonde bomber, the hacker, who's a secondary character, took fucking charge and made an executive decision over the guy whose name is on the credits of the show. What the fuck? But she's all happy with it, and they're going to go ahead and track her. So while this is going on, and they're freaking arguing, of course Renee wants to watch, but he gets thrown out of the fucking room, Mr. Terrific decides to start working on making the power dampener portable so that they can actually take off her powers and take her out. Renee actually tries to give him a little pep talk, and they're saying, look, you're a frickin' brainy too. Stop worrying about what you can't do. Start thinking about what you can. I like the fact that he's starting to use his brain more. I like the fact that he is realizing he's as technical a genius as FeFe. But when are we going to get to see the T-spheres? We saw it last season, when he was working on it for, her company, and this was a communication device. I want to see floating T-spheres. I want to see this technology working with him. When are we going to get to see a Mr. Terrific that uses nanites to make himself invisible to technology? When are we going to get to see the floating T-spheres? I'd like to think that right now, this is the beginning of a scene when Mr. Terrific starts to find his balls. Anyway. So they track down Black Siren, rather, whose initials are BS, which the whole thing is turning out to be BS at this point. At a warehouse, they don't know if Prometheus is there. Oh, he shows up all right. That fucking ugly-ass mask of his. I mean, who looks at shingles that blew off of a roof in a hurricane and say, I'm going to hide my face behind that? That fucking god-awful mask of his. I mean, much respect to Michael Dorn providing the voice, but that fucking ugly-ass mask. It looks like he's giving cunnilingus to a dead armadillo, okay? What the fuck is this? So, Team Arrow goes to try to find out what's going on. And he proceeds to take out Ragman, one-hit quitter. The most powerful fucking member of the team, he sucker punches him. See, that I can believe, but that's not the only sucker punch that happens in here. Oh, no! So, what happens next? Okay, Prometheus is kicking Green Arrow's ass and says, hey, you gotta it's either save Felicity or deal with me. He ends up knocking him through a frickin' building where here comes Black Siren, takes out Mr. Terrific and FeFe, and he's getting ready to kill her. Then here comes Oliver, knocking through there. He turns his back on Prometheus. This is the stupidest fucking mistake I've ever seen. It just smacks of bad writing once again. It's almost like the executive producer, Guggie, decided, hey, Prometheus is the important one right now. Let's go for him. Let's go for her, rather. It's ridiculous as fucking shit. So he tries to get through to her one more time. Doesn't work, so she's sonic blasting, damn near about to blow out her eardrums as well as make blood come out of FeFe's ears as well as Ollie's. And then Mr. Terrific finally has a chance to be big and bad. Hits the disruptor and has the line, girl, you need to shut your damn mouth. I like that part. He's actually jumping bad now. Yes, thank you. I like the fact that Mr. Terrific started to step bad. So now we have this woman who has to rely on her badass fighting skills, who could whip just about anybody's ass. What happens? The sucker punch from hell. No. Here comes FeFe saying, hey, pumpkin. And then she, one-hit quitter, knocks out the Black Siren. Right, because a hacker can take out someone who's actually been training most of her life to be a fighter. Right, because that's not at all fucking realistic. I can't make any excuses for that. See, this is where we actually start to see a sign that it's not Arrow anymore. It's FeFe and friends. And suddenly, the secondary character, the fucking bomber hacker, is now the most important person on the show because reasons. It was not just thinking that like she's Margot Kidder in Superman 2 taking out the bad guy. No. This is a symbolic thing showing that FeFe phased Laurel out completely, so she gets to step up and be the top bitch on the show. So what is going on here? So suddenly FeFe is the alpha female of Arrow, and she's the one running things. This is so wrong on so many fucking levels. This is what people were talking about. People wanted to give Arrow a chance to see Laurel come back, and she does have a contract to be returning on the other shows, which is great, but what are we going to get? We're going to get Black Siren showing up on Legends of Tomorrow. Is she going to be a recruit for the Legion of Doom? Is she going to become a new team member of the Wave Rider? It's still not getting our Laurel back. And it's just a smack in the face of the fans. And once again, Guggie is trying to show that FeFe can do no wrong. I think her middle name is Mary Sue at this point. So, while this is going on, 3-star general who framed Diggle's trying to extradite him, Adrian, manages to tell John to hit him, which throws up charges, so now he wants to prosecute him there. That's the only way to get him to stay there. I just love it, that you could have got more of an impact from John if you just said, Diggle, please. Seriously. So, while that's going on, John's trying to pretty much stay in for the fight of his life there. The 3-star general, who was the voice of Optimus Primal on Transformers Beast Wars, that was kind of fun to see. It's just trying to get in there so he could just kill him. So we got the Vigilante trying to save Spartan from Optimus Primal. Yeah, that happened. So, then we've got a flashback to Russia again. Ollie's about to get his ass killed, but here comes another badass woman who he thinks is actually Laurel at first. No, it's Talia al Ghul. And he's, I've been looking for you. That's great. And given the way that Guggie's been treating the females on the show, I can't wait to see how he fucks her up. So, now we're at the remains of the Black Canary statue. Crews are cleaning it up, and, FeFe is all upset. It doesn't seem right. They're just hauling it away like trash. Yeah, right. You can stop the crocodile tears, lady. And Ollie then says, I actually want to do one better. And he starts talking about trying to find someone that can become the next Black Canary. And this is where things start to go even further downhill. See, up until the sucker punch and FeFe taking charge, and then this last part, it was actually a good episode, but it ended on FeFe and friends. But anyway, then we cut to Hub City. A couple assholes in a bar harassing a girl. A badass woman starts mouthing off to him, and then they say, what are you going to do? She sonic screams and blasts them through the frickin' window. This is Tina Boland. This apparently is supposed to become the new Black Canary. Now, this is a horrible fucking idea. And I heard rumors about this woman. Now, no offense to the actress Juliana Hargitay, okay? She's a lovely actress. She's a good actress. And she got hired to play this role. No disrespect to her, but this woman is going to be having a lot of backlash that should not be here. If you guys are fans of my show and my channel, you know not to go after her. Do not harass Juliana Hargitay for what's going on. She's just doing her job. You want to go after somebody. Go after the people that deserve it, particularly Mark Guggenheim, Wendy Miracle, the people in the Arrow Writers Room that thought that trying to bring in a fake-ass Black Canary is a good idea. Oh, God. Tina upsets the shit out of me. Now I know why fellow YouTuber Dashy freaks out whenever someone mentions Tina, his ex. I'm like, Tina. Oh, it's that same fucking bile that's starting to come up in me, man. Oh, my God. It's just, this is a horrible idea. So we're supposed to be getting BS. Yeah, I'm going to call her BS. Coming up on Legends of Tomorrow and that. But we're going to get a replacement Black Canary. This whole thing is supposed to be about legacy. And don't let Mark Guggenheim pass it off that it's a legacy of a Black Canary, becoming someone new. No. It's about his legacy. He created the White Canary. He created Spartan. He's now creating the secondary Black Canary. He thinks that if he makes a popular enough character, that eventually they will make, much like Harley Quinn from the Batman animated series, will jump over and become canon in the DC Comics universe itself. So the only legacy that Guggie is concerned about is his. Don't believe the hype. Don't go for it. Don't swallow the bullshit he's doing. And Guggie, you fucking cock tease. You Homer Simpson, Peter Griffin, Chimera-looking man cunt. Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea of the backlash that you're about to get because of the bullshit you got for bringing in Tina? And you've got Black Siren getting sucker punched by your fucking pet. Oh my God. It's so transparent. I never think it was possible. You have beaten Joel Schumacher as the number one guy that has fucked up DC continuity worse than the 90s Justice League pilot, okay? You have fucked things up so horrible, Guggie. This is why I make parody songs against you. This is why I roast the fucking show. You have made huge mistakes. Tina is going to be a mistake that's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Oh, and because one of my fans requested this, here's a little flashback from the past. Guggie, may a colony of bullet ants make a nest in your asshole. You fucking douche. Oh, God. Okay, anyone that wants to send glitter bombs or gummy dicks or boxes of shit to Mark Guggenheim in Vancouver, if you guys know how to do that, I'd like to see that. That would be fucking hysterical. Because if he decides to give us shit, I think sending him shit is kind of a way to return that. Seriously. Ugh. So, yes. What started out, and it was 3/4 of a good episode of Arrow, ended with FeFe and friends showing that FeFe was the most important and powerful character in the series. She phased out Laurel with a one-hit quitter, and now she's locked up in Argus somewhere. So, sure, we'll get to see her again, and maybe the Legion of Doom will break her out. But is she going to become the Black Canary? I don't know. Everyone's eyeing this other woman, Tina, and suddenly she's got Sonic Scream too. What the fuck is this? Suddenly, are Sonic Screamers as popular and as plentiful as speedsters are now? How the fuck does this work? I get done here, I gotta take my blood pressure meds, dude. This is fucking ridiculous. I'm serious. This is just... People have been joking about watching Arrow, trying to give it a chance. I've been trying to give it a chance. But this episode proved everything that the fans were complaining about. Everyone said, give it a shot. We wanted to see Laurel come back. She came back, but she came back to get fucked over in the worst possible way. I mean, she got dismissed. She got taken out. someone that had the power to knock out a fucking building got taken out by Team Arrow and knocked the fuck out by a hacker. One punch! What the fuck is that? No, I'll tell you what that is. That's favoritism, and that bullshit that is ruining the DCU on television. It's bullshit. Please feel free to let Guggie know. We cannot tolerate this shit anymore. No Laurel, no Canary. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. So what did you guys think of the episode? Please like, comment, subscribe, share, pass this bad boy around. Like I said, feel free to give a shout out to Twitter handle Geeky Briggs. You know, I win. Anyway, I'm going to sign off here and try to calm the fuck down. Thank you guys again. And I want to thank all my new fans that decided to start checking this out. For all my fans, new and old, thank you. I do this to keep connecting with you guys. Thank you for being a receptive audience to me. And I can't wait to do it again next week. Until next time, Dave signing off. Peace. Yum yum.